Ever since losing to the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 50, the Carolina Panthers have been pretty bad. So today, I'm going to be giving myself 4 seasons to rebuild the Carolina Panthers, and the goal is to win the Super Bowl. And this is definitely going to be a little bit of a challenge because, as you're about to see, this team is nowhere near being a Super Bowl contender right now. I mean, this offense definitely is not good. And we do actually have a few solid pieces on the defense, but other than that, everyone else is pretty bad. So I'm kind of just relying on Bryce Young and Xavier Legette to progress, because if they can, that is going to make things a whole lot easier for me. But it looks like we're going to be starting off the season against the New Orleans Saints. I mean, I'm really not expecting to win a Super Bowl or even make the playoffs in the first season here, but I'm just going to try and set the tone a bit in week 1, because if we can get out of here with a win, who knows, man? Maybe this team will somehow find a way to start off the season on a hot streak. But we are up 14-7 right now anyway, so if we can get in the end zone again here, that really could be enough to win this game for us. I mean, obviously, there's still going to be a lot of time left on the clock, but so far, our defense is actually playing a lot better than I expected them to. I'm going to try and go for a shot with Legette here, though. I mean, this is the one guy that I feel like is going to propel our offense in the future, because if he can progress the way I think he's going to progress, in a couple of seasons, this guy should be a superstar. And I'm honestly thinking it's going to be the same story with Brooks, our rookie running back. So if that happens as well, him and Hubbard are going to be a really terrifying duo. I mean, it could honestly be the next Montgomery and Gibbs. I know that's a lot to ask for, so we just got to see what happens here. But so far, Bryce Young is balling in week 1. I mean, he's got 200 yards for 2 touchdowns right now, and it looks like we're going to get Hubbard in for the score. So that is going to give the Carolina Panthers a 2-score lead, and it looks like that last touchdown was a very important one because we are going to win this game by 7 points. So who knows, bro? I mean, now that we've started the season off with a dub, maybe we will go on a bit of a hot streak, but again, I honestly wouldn't bet on it. But it looks like the Madden gods were not on our side this season, because Carolina is going to go 6-11, which is not good enough to make the playoffs. I mean, that season honestly went exactly the way I was expecting it to. I actually thought we were going to get less than 6 wins, so that might be good for us. So hopefully we can get some solid free agents in the offseason. But to end off year number 1, it looks like MVP is going to be going to Patty Mahomes, and it looks like the Ravens are going to be beating the Lions in the Super Bowl. But that's going to bring us to the offseason, and I did target a lot of players in free agency, but nobody really wanted to come play for Carolina. But we did still end up getting Bobby Wagner and Jordan Poyer, who should help out a little bit. But since we really couldn't do a whole lot in free agency, I had to go out and make some trades, because we really need to upgrade this defense if we want to win a Super Bowl in the next 4 seasons. So we made a trade with the Raiders. We sent them a 3rd and a 4th round pick for Wilkins, which is actually pretty cheap. And after that, we made a pretty expensive trade with Philadelphia. I mean, we sent them a 1st round pick, 2 2nd round picks, and a 4th round pick, but in return, we're going to be getting Devontae Smith. So now that Bryce Young has a true wide receiver 1, maybe he'll pop off in year number 2. And after all the upgrades in the offseason, it looks like the Panthers did a lot better in year number 2, because they're going to go 10-7 to win the division, and we're going to be taking on the Lions in the wild card round. I mean, I honestly didn't think that this team was going to get into the playoffs until maybe the 3rd season of this video, but it looks like picking up Devontae Smith was one of the smartest moves that we possibly could have made for the Panthers. And I mean, he was the 2nd string wide receiver in Philly, so we didn't need to give up what we would have needed to give up if we'd traded for like AJ Brown or something like that. But either way, the guy is still a 92 overall, so you cannot overlook this man. I mean, he has been an absolute superstar in Carolina so far, and he's also been helping Bryce Young progress as well, because at the moment, Bryce Young is like an 84 overall, which is a huge upgrade from year number 1, because when we started, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was only like a 73 overall or something like that. So that is quite the jump for him. That's a 1st from Hubbard. But anyways, I mean, we do have a bit of work to do if we want to keep our playoff hopes alive here, because I mean, we are down 14-0 right now. So if we want to prevent being a 1st round exit, we gotta come back and win this thing. That touchdown right there should help out quite a bit, because that's gonna make make it a one-score game, but it seems like our defense just doesn't have an answer for Jared Goff right now, because after that, they storm down the field and they are already in position to make it a two-score game. I mean, if we can at least hold them to a field goal, that would be great for us, but if they end up scoring a touchdown, that honestly might be a killer. We need one more stop to take them off the field, but they're gonna have the first. I mean, I'm just hoping that we can force Goff into making a mistake, but it looks like Williams is gonna be in for the score, so that one honestly might put this thing away, and Carolina was never able to recover after that, so it looks like we're gonna be a first-round exit. But on the bright side, I mean, making the playoffs is definitely an improvement for this team, so it looks like we are moving in the right direction. But to end off the season, it looks like Mahomes is gonna be winning another MVP, and it looks like Mahomes is also gonna get another ring because the Chiefs beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. But that's gonna bring us to another off season, and once again we re-signed all the players that we needed to, so that brings us to free agency. And again, I mean, nobody really wanted to sign with the Panthers. I mean, I targeted most of these players right here, but the only players that we could actually get were Kendall Fuller and Kevin Byard, which are actually two very solid pickups. But at the moment, this team desperately needs some linebackers, so I had to go out and make some more trades. We sent 2 third-round picks and 2 fourth-round picks to Miami, but in return, we're gonna get Jalen Phillips, and it cost us a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and a 5th-round pick, but we ended up getting Jalen Carter from the Philadelphia Eagles, which is one of the biggest trades that we've made so far. But this is what the offense looks like heading into year number 3. I mean, they are obviously a whole lot better. And on the defensive side of things, we have quietly built one of the best defenses in the NFL. And in year number 3, it looks like we're gonna have our best season so far, because we went 11-6 to win the division once again, and it looks like we have a rematch against the Lions in the wild card round. Once again though, it looks like we are having some issues against the Lions because we're down 14-6 right now, so we kind of need to get a touchdown here if we want to keep this thing competitive. That's gonna be a first. I might try and go for the tight end this time, unless we can get Smith wide open, but that's probably not gonna happen. We are gonna have Sanders though, so that is gonna put us right back in this thing. Obviously, we got to go for the 2-point conversion to try and tie things up though, so hopefully this can work out. And it looks like we're gonna find Leggett, but he couldn't hold on to the ball. It's all good though, because our defense clutched up after that, so now we do actually have a chance to take the lead here. So we gotta make sure that we get another touchdown here, because we really can't afford to give the ball back to the Lions here. I mean, even a field goal would give us the lead, but I don't think a field goal is really gonna help us out that much in the long run. So far, Chuba Hubbard is balling out today. The Lions did bring up a 3rd down after that though, so we kind of need this play to work out. I'm just gonna try and go for Devontae Smith and see if he actually, nobody's gonna be on Sanders, and he actually might bring this all the way. We're gonna get caught, but we're literally 3 yards away now, and the way that Hubbard has been playing today, I don't think that 3 yards is gonna be much of an issue. Maybe I spoke too soon though, because we did get stopped there, so that's gonna bring up a 2nd and goal. I'm just gonna go for Hubbard one more time. If this gets shut down, I'll probably have to put it in the air, and of course they're not gonna be making things easy on us. I mean, if we have to go for a field goal at the 3-yard line, I am gonna be very upset, but it looks like Smith is gonna clutch up for us. I mean, that's a huge touchdown right there, man. So that's gonna give the Carolina Panthers their first lead of the game. We still gotta make sure that the Lions don't score here, man, because Goff is threatening with like a minute to go. So if they score a touchdown, that honestly might be enough to put our season away. I mean, at this point, I'm really just praying that we can somehow get an interception, because that would be huge for this team right now. But Laporte is gonna be there for the touchdown. We might still be able to win this thing though, because we did end up stopping the 2-point conversion. So all we really need to do here is get into field goal range, and that should hopefully be enough to win this game for us. I'm gonna try and go for Leggett here though, because if he can get away off of this route, that is gonna be ginormous for us. He's gonna be there. So now we can probably just play it safe. I mean, we're not quite in field goal range just yet, but a couple more solid plays and we should be there. I'm just gonna keep this on the ground with Bryce, man, and it looks like he is gonna have the first down. I mean, it's a 41-yard field goal, so this is definitely not a guarantee, but as long as we make this, that is gonna be the Carolina Panthers' first playoff win of the rebuild. So it looks like we're gonna be taking down the Detroit Lions with a 2-point win, so that sends us to the next round. And in the divisional round, it looks like we have another home game against the Seattle Seahawks, and once again we find find ourselves in a crazy situation because we are down by 3 points with 1 minute and 51 seconds left in this game. So we can have another walk-off win if we play our cards right. But this time we're going to need to get a touchdown because a field goal is just going to tie it. I mean, at the very least, if we need to take a field goal, I will take a field goal to send this thing to overtime. But I don't know how we're going to do an OT, man, because we definitely have had our struggles today. That's going to be a sack. I probably should have called a timeout there, but I honestly don't want to burn our timeouts just yet because that does also bring up a third down. And once again, everyone's locked up, so we're going down again. I gotta call a timeout this time. I mean, our season is pretty much on the line with this play right here, because if this doesn't work out, we really don't have a chance to win this thing. I mean, the Seahawks defense definitely showed up on this drive, and we just gotta oh yeah, it's gonna be intercepted. That is gonna put an end to our playoff run. I mean, at least we did get a playoff win this season, so that is another very solid upgrade for this team, but either way, that loss definitely sucks. But anyways, to end off the season, once again, Patrick Mahomes is going to be winning another MVP. And this time it looks like Baker Mayfield's going to be getting himself a ring because the Bucs are going to beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl. But that is going to bring us to our final offseason, so it's pretty much our last chance to make this team as good as we possibly can. So I'm basically just burning draft picks at this point, and we've made ourselves a blockbuster trade with the Raiders because we sent them 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby, who should be a massive pickup for this team. And after that, we sent some more draft picks to the Buffalo Bills, and in return, we're going to be getting Ed Oliver, and we sent our last first, second, and third round pick to the Houston Texans, and in return, we're going to get Jalen Petrie. But this is what the offense looks like heading into our final season. I mean, they are absolutely loaded right now, and on the other hand, I can confidently say that this is one of the best defenses in the NFL right now, and it looks like this team did not disappoint because the Panthers are going to go 15-2 to win the division, and this time we got the #1 seed in the playoffs. And to start off the postseason, it looks like we have a rematch against the Seattle Seahawks, and Seattle did ruin our season last year, so it would be nice to get revenge this time because if we lose now, I mean, this rebuild would definitely be an absolute fail. We're already up 7-3 right now though, so if we can get in the end zone, that is going to make it a 2-score lead. I mean, so far it seems like this game has been pretty much all defense, and that tackle right there kind of proves my point. I might just put in the air this time because so far it seems like the run game really isn't working that great. We're gonna have Johnson wide open, so things are looking pretty good right now because we are at least in position to kick a field goal, so we should be able to make it a 7-point game if we can't get in the end zone here. What a play from Hubbard. So 19 yards to go and we're in the end zone. I might try to go for Smith here. If Leggett can get open, that could work too, but I feel like Smith is probably going to be our best option, and he is gonna have that. Not quite enough for a touchdown, but we are definitely set up here. So as long as we don't throw a pick or something, we should be in, and it looks like Leggett is gonna be there. So that's gonna make it a 2-score lead for the Carolina Panthers. And after that, it looks like we did go on to get the dub. I mean, the defense only allowed 10 points, so they were phenomenal in this game. But that sends us to the NFC Championship game, and it looks like we're gonna be taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. And once again, it looks like this game has been pretty much all defense. I mean, our offense is obviously really good, but it seems like our defense has definitely been carrying this team. I mean, we held Seattle to 10 points, and so far, the Philadelphia Eagles have not scored anything, and we're in the third quarter right now. So as long as we score here, that's going to make it a 2-score lead for Carolina. And the way that our defense has been playing, I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that honestly could be enough to win this game because they have not really been giving up more than 10 points a game all season long. That's a first down from Bryce Young. But anyways, I mean, I was looking through the schedule of what we did this season, and it looks like the most points that we gave up all year was like 30 or something against the LA Rams. But anyways, that might be a touchdown. It's gonna go for one. So that is gonna give the Carolina Panthers a 2-score lead, which is absolutely huge for this team right now. And after that, our defense clutched up and got the ball back for us again. So if we can score again and make it a 3-score game, that should basically guarantee guarantee us a trip to the Super Bowl, and that is going to go for a touchdown from Leggett. So all odds, that is going to be the one to send the Carolina Panthers to the Super Bowl. And after that, Philly did score a touchdown, so it looks like we're not going to be getting a shutout. But either way, 7 points against an offense like this is a crazy game from this defense. So that sends us to the Super Bowl. But anyways, to end off year number 4, it looks like someone other than Mahomes is finally going to be winning MVP, because this time it's going to be going to Lamar Jackson. But speak of the devil, man. I mean, it looks like we're going to be going up against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So if we want to win a Lombardi trophy, we are definitely going to have to earn it, because this is probably the toughest matchup that we could possibly ask for, because no surprise, 4 years into the future and the Kansas City Chiefs are still absolutely loaded. I want to try and set the tone with this defense here, though, because the biggest reason that we have been winning most of our games this season is because of them. I mean, the defense has been phenomenal this year. That's going to make it 3rd down. So one more stop and we can take these guys off the field. I just got to make sure that everybody is locked up. In case you haven't noticed, they no longer have Travis Kelce, so I don't even know who their new tight end is. That's a big play from Worthy, though. So of course we're not going to be getting a 3-and-out against Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it would have been nice, but obviously that is a lot to ask for. I know our defense has been amazing so far, but I'm not going to lie to you, man. I mean, if we want to win this game, I feel like our offense is going to need to step it up today, because I really don't think that Mahomes is going to be getting shut down in this one. So chances are this game is probably going to be a shootout, but if we can get one more stop here, that is going to take the Chiefs off the field, and it looks like we're going to have them. And even better, they ended up missing the field goal, so we have a chance to go into halftime with the lead as long as we play this drive right. That's going to almost be a 1st down from Hubbard. KC did bring up a 3rd down after that, though, so I'm going to run this route. It's probably going to seem like I'm going to be running the same plays over and over again in this game, but I just got to run the plays that work for me, especially against a team like this, because I am not doing anything risky right now. But I'm going to see. That should be a 1st down right there. We're going to have Sanders open. It's not going to be a touchdown, but we're set. And we ran the clock all the way down to 14 seconds after that. So if we punch it in here, I'm hoping... Oh, we're going to have to call a timeout. I just wanted to make sure that Mahomes would not get the ball back before halftime. But we honestly might get held to a field goal here, because it's 3rd and goal now, and we only have 8 seconds to try and get something to work. That should get... Oh, we got it. We're going to have Smith open. So we're going to get a last-second touchdown to go into halftime with the lead.
A few moments later.
But unfortunately for us, things did not go very well in the second half. I mean, we got absolutely destroyed in the second half of this game. So it looks like the Kansas City Chiefs are going to ruin this rebuild. I mean, we made the Carolina Panthers a whole lot better than they were to begin with. But unfortunately for us, we are not going to be getting the job done. So that definitely sucks. But on the bright side, we did make it all the way to the Super Bowl. I just don't know what happened with our defense in the second half, because it was really looking like this game was ours, but somehow we messed things up. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It'd really help out the channel. And if you have any video ideas, feel free to drop them down below. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. And while you're down there, make sure you check out my socials. I got everything linked in my description below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.